I'll do the mic check. All right, anyone named Michael, stand up, please. Thank you. That concludes our mic check.
Not funny.
Or better, yeah. What am I doing?
You're getting a lesson on systems. You're getting a lesson on systems.
Systems? What type of systems?
Airplane systems.
Airplane systems. Wow.
Can you get a little parts cup?
Yeah, I suppose I can.
All right, everybody, welcome back. I'm here with Alyssa today. It is pouring rain outside, so we're taking this opportunity. Instead of flying, we're going to do a little work on 2629er Juliet. One thing that I like to do, you got Connor Flynn here in the background. Connor, come on, you just about tripped on the camera cord.
Where's the camera? Which one's?
Right there.
Hey, guys.
Connor's bringing us some cups. One thing that I like to do is, after every couple flights, go over the aircraft, just a cursory inspection, pull the cowling off, take a look what's underneath the cowling. One thing that I recommend to all students really is to get to know what's underneath their cowling. There's so many pilots out there today that they fly the airplane, they put it away in the hangar, and they don't even think about what's under the cowling. They actually just call it the AMP mechanic, which is totally fine. But you should know what's going on. You should pull the cowling off every so often, and just to make sure that there's no anomalies. So Alyssa, we're going to go over that. You're going to actually do the work.
Oh my goodness.
So thanks for the cups, Connor. We've got some good cups here. So the purpose of the cups today is we're going to take the cowling fasteners off. Now Cessna cowlings are notoriously horrible for staying secure. There's these little rubber bumpers that create issues. So these are quarter turn fasteners. So you just take it and make a quarter turn on the fastener, and as it come over to you, you're going to do a quarter turn as well on the two fasteners down the side. Now, part of your private pilot training is to understand the systems of the aircraft, right? You have your electric system, you have your fuel system, your hydraulic system. Your electric system is your battery, which supplies power to the aircraft. You also have your ignition system, and that supplies power to the spark plugs, and we're going to show you what those are today. That's a quarter turn, so those stay put. One thing that you need to make sure of is that whenever you're moving the propeller, you're making sure that the mag switch is off. If that mag switch is on and you turn the prop, it could start the engine. So you want to make sure the mags are properly grounded, which we did confirm. The key is out of the ignition. And then the others are just quarter turn.
So they don't like come out.
All right, so just to name a few of the systems of an aircraft, what are a couple?
Your fuel,
Okay,
your electrical,
yep.
hydraulic.
I'll stand on this side, and then we're gonna pick it straight up,
Oh wait, I missed one. Did I?
kind of wiggle it.
I think I missed one.
Did?
Maybe.
Here you go.
How do I know if it's a quarter one or not?
It is a quarter. If not, it'll continue to unwind.
Yeah, it's just continuing. This one.
That's quarter. All right. So give me the screwdriver.
Screwdriver.
All right, I'm gonna pick this up. You're gonna take the whole thing. You got it? Got the whole thing?
Sure.
And just go set it under the wing over there. All right, so that's really all we need to do. If we were going to do a more in-depth, like an annual inspection on this, we would drop the bottom cowling. But since we're just doing a quick cursory overview, we're going to pull a couple spark plugs just to show you what a few of the spark plugs look like and how they operate. All we need to do is take the top cowling off for this. So the first thing you want to do is take an overview look and make sure that everything looks good. You don't see any anomalies. You don't see any major oil leaks. But just to talk about this engine, do you remember the manufacturer of the engine? If you come over here, you can look at the data plate, and that tells you a good bit of information.
Your Continental Motors. Right? Oh, the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a Continental O200. What this is a data plate, and it shows you that Continental O200 shows you how many horsepower it has. How many horsepower is it?
100.
100 horsepower, okay. This is a 4-cylinder, if you count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cylinders, they are what's called horizontally opposed. Unlike the Beach 18, we have round motors. That's a radial engine where the cylinders go around in a circle. This one, they're flat. This is a flat engine. The cylinders are on either side of each other, and that makes it what's called an opposed engine. So 4 cylinders, horizontally opposed. Now, you see all these wires, right? These are ignition wires that go to the cylinders. Each wire goes to an individual spark plug. Each aircraft cylinder has 2 spark plugs, one on the top, one on the bottom. Any idea why that is?
No, I do not.
No. So remember we talked about redundancy in aircraft?
Yeah.
And we talked how every little thing, airplanes have a lot of redundant features built into it. A cylinder has 2 spark plugs just for that very reason. A spark plug on the top, one on the bottom helps for even burning of that cylinder. So when that cylinder is firing, it's getting a spark from the top and the bottom. But also if this spark plug fails, we have another spark plug that's going to continue to operate. What drives the spark plugs?
Good question you asked.
Okay. Remember those 2 things on the back of the engine, what they're called? When we do our run-up, it's on the checklist. We check the left one and the right one.
Your magnetos?
Exactly, your magnetos. So if you look at the back of the engine, you have 2 magnetos. You have a right mag here, and your left mag is over here.
This blue and silver thing?
Yep, the blue and silver thing. That's a Surefly sim. That's an electronic ignition, where the one on the right is a more older style, and that's a slick mag, and that's a mechanical mag. So the difference between the two, the one on the right is it's been around for a long time. And it's a mechanical magneto, so it has a magnet that spins in there, which creates spark and fires those plugs for that engine. The same thing on the other side, but it's a more solid state, more modern, more digital magneto. So there's a lot less maintenance required for that mag than there is on this mag. This mag requires maintenance every 500 hours. There's an inspection that you've got to send that mag out and get it inspected, where this magneto, that inspection is not required. But the nice thing is with magnetos and the way that they operate, when this engine turns, when the propeller's turning, the magneto is creating power to fire the spark plug.
Yeah.
Okay, if we lose our power, if we lose the battery power altogether, or if we shut the master switch off with the engine still running, because of the magnetos, the engine will still continue to run. And that, again, is another redundant feature, meaning that if our ignition was totally based on the power of the aircraft, the ship power of the aircraft, and we lose our battery for whatever reason, then the engine will quit. That's not the case in an aircraft engine, that if we lose battery power, we can get home because the engine's going to run because of these 2 magnetos that are on the back of this engine. All right, so today we're going to look at the spark plugs. We're going to have you take one out. We're going to see what it looks like on the firing end, and we're going to take it over to the bench tester and show you how it sparks.
Okay.
All right, so what are these called?
Those are your cylinders.
Cylinders, yep. And it's what kind of engine?
Continental O200.
Yeah, Continental O200, exactly. 100 horsepower, 4 cylinders, horizontally opposed. You got magnetos. All right, we also have over here, you see this fuel strainer, okay? And you know when you do a pre-flight, you open the door, you pull that, and the fuel comes out of the bottom. Well, there's a filter down there, it's called a gascolator, before it goes into the carburetor. So that fuel goes through a filter, which is down there on the firewall. I don't know if you can see it, right down below, down here. Okay, and that filters the fuel before it goes into the carburetor, and that's as a pilot, are you allowed to work on your airplane?
Yeah.
You are? You allowed to do anything you want to your aircraft?
No.
No? Well, as a certified airplane, like Cessna 150, Cessna 172s, anything certified, there are certain things that you're allowed to work on as an owner-operator of your aircraft, and that we call preventative maintenance. So spark plugs, oil bearings, oil changes, all that stuff you can do on your own. Anything that's major, that requires major structural repair, or anything with the hydraulics, then you need to call up your A&P mechanic and get him to, or her, to do the work for you. But as an owner-operator, there are things that you should be able to do, and I highly recommend it, because the more you know about what's going on in here, when you're doing that pre-flight inspection or that run-up on the ramp, you'll have an understanding of what you're actually doing. Okay? Like carb heat. What do we do when we do a run-up with carb heat?
Pull the carb heat out, see the RPM drop.
Okay, and that's our check, right? You have any idea what's going on there?
Nope.
Okay, well, that's why we're doing this today. When you pull that carburetor heat on, all right, what happens is there's an air box down there underneath the carburetor that handle, when you pull on, there's a butterfly in that air box that closes. When that closes, you're diverting air from fresh air from outside the airplane to pulling air around the muffler, which is warm air. So you're taking warm air and putting that into the carburetor. And that kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because it's carb heat. So you're turning on the carb heat. So we're taking the cold air, we're now putting in warm air. It goes into the carburetor. When it goes into the carburetor, if there's any ice, it would melt the ice, all right? But it also reduces the RPM. It reduces the RPM because you're taking warm air, which is less dense air, okay, than colder air, ingesting it into the carburetor, which then makes for a more richer fuel-to-air mixture, okay? And that's why it reduces the RPM.
Okay.
So what's an indication of carb ice in the carburetor? If you turn that on and then, like you're doing a run-up, you see a drop in RPM. Do you remember what you see when you have carb ice?
Would it be an increase in RPM?
Okay, you would see a drop in RPM, exactly, and then you'll see a gradual increase, which tells you that the ice is melting off. So that's why when you do your run-up check, you want to turn the carb heat on, but you don't want to just turn it on and turn it off. You want to turn it on, see what happens, see if you see that initial drop, and then if it starts to creep back up. Okay? So each spark plug has its own cap. All right, so this is the wire. You want to make sure that we don't twist the wire. So this wrench here, the 7/16 wrench, holds the top of the cap, while your other hand, you're going to loosen that cap off the spark plug. So go ahead and loosen that up. Okay?
Is that all?
Yep, and now that it's broken, just go ahead and take your fingers and unwind it, but still hold the one wrench where you have it.
Will it come off?
Yep, it'll come all the way out.
But it's hitting the wrench.
Okay, well now you can move the wrench. There you go. Now pull the cap out. All right, so now what we want to do is go ahead and we're going to grab the spark plug socket over there on the bench. Whenever you're doing spark plugs on aircraft, it's very important that you take a spark plug socket. If you look in there, you see how there's a magnet inside.
Yeah.
If you clip that on, it's going to hold that spark plug nice and secure. And once we get it out, I'll show you why, but there's a piece of ceramic, there's ceramic coating on the inside of the spark plug that if you don't use one of these, chances are you're going to crack that ceramic. So this holds everything nice and securely. All right, so gonna go ahead and put that on there, and then you're gonna support it with your left hand here, your right hand. Get this at a good so you can actually pull it. Keep going. There you go. All right, so now we've got that. Now just go ahead and unwind that spark plug. All right, and you want to take that out. One thing you want to be careful is you don't drop the spark plug. All right, so this is what's called a massive electrode spark plug. You can see the center.
Yeah.
And one thing that we want to do is make sure that this area is not built up with lead or anything like that. All right, I want to hold on to that. Another little tidbit. Never leave tools on top of the engine. You know, if you got done, you walk over to the tester, leave your wrench there. Don't ever do that. Put it down, put it on the bench, or up there too, because inevitably you're going to forget something and leave it in the engine. All right, so let's take that over to the spark plug tester and we'll show you how that works. What we've got here is we're going to wind the spark plug right into there. You can take the copper, hold this plug, take the copper off of it. All right, and then just screw that into that hole there.
How tight?
Okay, that's good. And then you want to take the electrode and take it out and put it in the one that you're going to test. So what we're looking for is a spark. So first thing that we have to do is we have to turn on the air. So there's a switch over here, hit that on, okay? And then go ahead and dial up the air pressure right here. So turn that one to the left.
All the way?
Yep, turn it right up. And then you're gonna put it to about the 5. See the gauge there? Roll that up. All right, now go ahead and hit the tester and look in the reflection there, and what do you see? All right.
See a blue light.
Okay, you see the spark?
Yeah.
All right, so that's what happens with the spark plug. So as that magneto is firing, you see that spark, and that spark is what ignites the fuel and air mixture. Okay, so you can turn the pressure down a little bit. You still see it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you can go ahead and turn the air all the way down. Okay, and turn it off and take the spark plug out. So we're gonna leave that off for now, but you see how this plug is a little dirty?
Yeah.
See all the dirt? So this is also a cleaner. So if you put the spark plug on top and you hold the blast clean, hold that down, okay, hit that, hit the switch on. Okay, and then just kind of rotate that a little bit more aggressive. And what you're doing is you're sandblasting, you're shooting sand up into the spark plug, and you're cleaning out all that carbon. All right, stop that, and now just hit the air cleaner. Do the same thing. All right, stop that. And now pull that out and let's take a look at it, see if it's clean. Hold that down. Okay, see how that cleaned it up?
Yeah.
All right, so you want to make sure that there's no debris. See that little grit in between the center electrode and the side?
Should we do it again?
Yep, so let's do it again and we'll get rid of that. Yep, put that down in there, all the way down. There you go. Okay, try the air cleaner now. All right, hold on now. All right, so now that we got that all cleaned, right?
Yep.
Looks good. This is a go, no go gauge. This is a gap, spark plug gapping tool. You can see there's 2 different sizes. The smaller size is a go, meaning that if you pass that wire through there, it should go right through. And the no-go side, if the gap was too loose, it would pass right through. All right, so both sides, the go should pass through it, which it does. And then the larger one should not, and it does not. See how that works? You want to go ahead and try it?
Yeah.
And that is how you set the gap. So if the gaps on that plug are fine, but if they were not, then we would have to use a gapping tool to set the proper gap for that plug.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and prepare that to install it. So this is just going to go in the threads, and what this does is this is an anti-seize lubricant that makes it easier. Before I do that, I'm going to clean these threads up a little bit. Just get the old anti-seize off. And then we're going to put some thread lubricant on here. You want to make sure that you don't get the anti-seize on the center electrode part of the spark plug, because that will foul it. You just want this on the threads. All right. So we got a new spark plug gasket that we're going to stick on here. This plug is ready to go back in. I'm going to get you to install it, and we will get the proper torque for a 4-cylinder Continental and get this back in the aircraft. All right, so we're checking the oil while we got good access, and what are we at?
We're at 5.
5 even?
Yep.
Okay. So five is good. It's actually six quarts, so we'll go ahead and put a quart in. So for this engine, I use Victory Phillips 66 brand 20W50. Now, here's a little trick when you're doing oil. One thing that you want to be careful about is go ahead and, if you push the prop up like that, you can hang your dipstick right on the tip of it. So turn upside down, just hang it right up there.
Wow.
Little trick. Now, see that cap? See how there's a lock tab around the bottom of it? So make sure you take it off all the way. So go ahead and unscrew it. No, just unwind it. It'll come off.
Do you let it like free fall?
Yep, you just try to get in there best as you can.
The whole thing?
Yep. Yeah, that way, since it was just at 5, we'll take it all the way up to 6. Well, we'll clean it up. So you have the cap.
Yeah.
Where's the ring? Is it still on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Always make sure that ring comes off with the cap, because sometimes you'll see people leave them on the bottle. If you go to dump the bottle into the oil reservoir, sometimes those rings could pop off. All right. And let's go ahead and get your dipstick back in there.
Okay.
And give it one more check.
Why was the stuff we put in clear?
It's cleaner. You know, as the oil runs through the engine, it's a cleaning agent as well, so it takes any carbon that's in the engine and cleans it. So the older oil is going to be dirtier than the newer oil. And just make sure your cap's on nice and tight. All right, so back to the spark plug. When we install this into the cylinder, we have to tighten it to a specific torque. For this engine, it's 25 to 30 foot-pounds. We'll use a torque wrench for that. So take that and go ahead and thread that into the spark plug hole. So the way that these torque wrenches work is that you set up the torque wrench to the specified torque. Now I have this set to 25 foot-pounds. All right, so we're going to tighten this, and I want you to tighten this down until you see this beep, and it'll tell you at 25. Go ahead. And hold it with the left hand. There you go. Go the other way. There you go, to tighten it.
Am I supposed to
Yep.
go all the way around?
Nope, just keep tightening it until you see the number 25. There it is. Hear a beep?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 25 foot-pounds. Now go ahead. And what's the manufacturer of this engine?
Continental 0200.
Continental 0200. How many horsepower?
100.
100 horsepower. How many cylinders?
4.
4. What's this type of engine called?
Starts with an O.
Is this a radial engine?
No.
No. Is it a 4-cylinder engine?
Yes.
Horizontally opposed?
Yes.
You gonna remember that?
Hopefully.
When some engines or some aircraft have, like if you get in the beach, you'll see the engine monitor, and it'll tell you the cylinders 1 through 9 in that airplane. We have 4 cylinders here. So this is cylinder 1, this is cylinder 3, and this is cylinder 2 and 4. Okay, that's just how they're spelled out. And if you ever have a question on which cylinder you're working on, you see the stamp in the case. All right. All right. Oil is secure. All right, let's grab that cowling and we'll start putting the cowling back on. This is always a treat. So you see these little rubber mounts?
Yeah.
These little quarter turn fasteners that you were undoing? They are notoriously difficult sometimes. They hog out inside. We have to replace them quite frequently. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the front lined up. The airplane's ready. We're going to do the Hudson corridor. Next time, you're going to get a little practice with ATC. We're going to talk to Philadelphia approach. We're going to do some flight following up to the VZ, the Verrazano Bridge. And then we're going to go north along the Hudson. We'll go see the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. Well, thank you for watching. You gonna say something?
No, I'm not going to say anything. Till next time, we're going to do some flying.
Till next time. See you Thursday.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a review of the panel in this Cessna 150. Systems review on this, just systems in general or panel systems?
Hey everybody, this is Connor.
Hey guys.
Connor Flynn. He works here in our maintenance shop. He does a phenomenal job with restoration. He's done beautiful work on our, what have you worked on?
A 1936 Fleet Model 7B. It's an old barnstorming biplane. And right now we've got a 1946 Fairchild 24.
Yep, you'll see a lot more of that coming up, but he's doing an excellent job. But I don't know what you're doing in this video.
I'm not supposed to be here. I'm gonna get back to work. See you guys.